Hey, what's up? It's the normal playing guide. Hey, guess what? Jiren is finally coming out. We have a Tournament of Power theme coming up, and no doubt that this guy will appear. Currently, in the database, we have the physical hit. Anyway, so yeah, this guy will be headlining act coming out quite soon, I imagine. So yeah, let's have a quick look at what he does, and then we'll have a look. It's worth noticing. Again, you'd only summon on this guy if it is indeed your most priority of all units, like you like him. And he is pretty strong, so I hear. We also have the Black Fridays, and we also have Christmas and New Year and the anniversary coming up. But we'll focus solely on this guy. So, Universe 11, 4 key 200% flat out, or Universal Survival Saga 200% flat out. That's our first ever double 200% lead. TOP flat out 200 is really good, really strong. Universe 11 needs it. Universe 11 still is on the worst side, only just because of the limited roster. But trust me, the amount of people that have been buffed with the new LRs been put into this, they're actually pretty good. So this guy's multiple phases depending on what it is you wish to do, and you'll obviously come across these at some point in time, especially longer battles. So key 8, and you have 350% to stats. Wow, that is pretty nuts. During the first turn, you will nullify one enemy action. So that's kind of like the STR Jiren. He had a chance of nullify the enemy. This time, one enemy will have the will be taken out. So that's only once only, but again, it could just matter. It would allow you to actually tank a little bit better. Reduce damage by 50%, that's great, and as well, the first action against this guy will be just taken care of. So again, if it's type disadvantage or it's going to be a super, you can at least survive. When attacking, you get 50% to stats. On your super attack, increases attacking, so you get 30%. So it's a 30% buff for one turn, and you get a 50% buff to one turn, but you have a 50% chance to stun when applicable. So that's really nice. He's coming in with 4 key here, 3 key. So most normally you get 3. So that's 6. He's going to have 8. So there's already 14. So you don't need to get many orbs. In fact, I'd imagine this might end up being... Let's have a look. Tournament of Power will give you 3 key, which is pretty nice. Supreme Warrior, if you get it, most likely you'll get it with this. You might even get it with that. That's Shocking Speed. That's Tournament of Power. Yeah, it's highly likely you'll get one of them. So chances are you'll auto super at 18 key, giving you a 50% to stat, as well as on attack, and then a 50% chance to stun. However, if you're in the second or third position, you get a massive amount of attack and a 70% chance to crit, and then your damage reduction goes up by an additional 11%. So you end up with 60-odd%. Theoretically, you could possibly just do that in slot 2 or 3, because, again, you have the damage reduction flat out. You might as well go for this. You still get this, and you get the extra defense as well as attack. So you might as well have them in slot 2 or 3, which is pretty nice. So yeah. So there is a standby ability, which there's a few phases to this. So from the third turn, we can attempt to transform, and then we enter a standby skill. You gotta love them, right? Standby skills. These are absolutely bonkers, right? Cannot attack. Always love that. Defense 350%, makes sense, no point for attack. All allies get 3 key, which is really nice. You get still 50% damage reduction, but each key orb you get an 11% damage reduction. That's busted, because you just need to get 3 to 4 and you're nigh on invincible, right? Because you're going to be touching like 80-90% damage reduction. 100% defense when you are attacked, and by the way, it's 100% defense on that. So he is going to be immortal. That first hit, you get a bunch of orbs, you pretty much have max damage reduction. It caps at 99 or something like that. then of course you'll have a 700% defense, because it's a multiplier of that, by the way. Randomly changes one key into AGL. Okay, so you are an AGL orb changer, allowing you to maximize this. When you do get specifically mainly the AGL orbs as the second or third attacker, all over the attack is increased by 70% for all allies. So again, you're giving them 3 key. You'll probably put them in a place where you'll highly be attacked, slot 1, slot 2. You could put them in slot 3, and then everyone else would get 70% attack, which is pretty nice. So how do you do your finisher? There's 2 ways you can do it. One will revert you back, and one will transform you. 24 or less, brilliant, you'll just get bonus attack per the amount of orbs that you have, or 25 or more, and then you have full power. You awaken into full power. So depending on how many orbs you get, and it's over several turns, you will end up with this guy. Now he will be what everyone will judge everyone by. I mean, transformation units, the final part is where we're at. So key 11, wow, that's the first time I've seen that. 11 key. I don't think there's anything else quite like that. I've kind of sworn there was a unit that had 10 key, but Jesus. 400% to stats, very nice. Yeah, it's pretty bonkers. Stats, by the way, coming in at 55%. Okay, respectable, that's appropriate. I've always said that these days we need to have at least 10,000, if not 11,000, so then that is appropriate. Solid attack, very good health. If you happen to have a dupe, just one additional unit has a really good, tasty looking stat. The difference between the rest is not really relevant. 55% means that this guy is very good. I like how they've done this. So that's nice. So for your first time, for your first appearance, you will see the enemies. Oh wow, you have a scouter effect. And you have a damage reduction of additional 11% for that first turn, whilst also having scouter. So you can duck and weave, or rather actually take it. On attack, you get 111% to stats. So bear in mind, you've got 400%. It's going to go up to 808%, something like that. You're going to have more than 800% to stats by the time this added on. And this, by the way, it's hard to quantify what the defensive and offensive stats are going to look like, because you've got a 200% team with links, then you get this, and it's becoming quite impressive. At this point, we won't be far away from having like 600, 700% to stats. Right, there is a 70% chance to crit, okay, and each time you do a super attack, you have an additional 11% to crit. Wow, so additionals, so you have a 70% chance to crit, it goes to 80, then it goes to plus 90. Super attack, 50% to your own stats. Nice. 18 key, 100% to attack. Stacks defense. Wow. And then of course a guaranteed stun, which is pretty insane. Wow. Guaranteed stuns, big attack stats. This guy's looking pretty good. So when you have 24 key, you're attacking like you needed any more attack, but sure, 50%, why not? Attacks are guaranteed to hit. That's actually really nice for those dodging units, unless dodge overrides that. But and critical hits are guaranteed to occur. Right, okay, so in an ultimate sense, I'll tech UI Goku's guaranteed to hit, or rather he's guaranteed to dodge rather. Well, this guy's guaranteed to hit on dodging units, and those hits are guaranteed crit like Blue Gogeta. Every time you receive a super attack, I feel like this is, it's not the most often you'll get that. Something like Super Battle Road, you'd ever end up getting that. But hey, sure, you get an additional attack, that's nice. All of this is incredible. You factor in, you've got legendary power, pretty good. Fierce battle, which is always common. Tournament of power, shocking speed, in fighter. I don't know if you'll end up with Warrior Gods, probably not, but it's pretty nice. Who does he work well with? Well, recent Easy A. This guy starts off strong, slightly weaker, then gets very strong. So he will be insane. All 7 links, we're talking Tournament of Power as well, Legendary Power. All the attacking links, he is going to be busted even at 55%. Universe 11, we're talking Topo. Guy can tank with his damage reduction and then he gets less off it. Pretty good. I mean, just all in, all round, look at what the Tournament of Power has become between this guy, him, this guy, and you gotta give props to them, right, I suppose. Even Rep 7 themselves, if you just rock Rep 7, this is the only real weak link. This guy's solid. But yeah, no, so really, really good. Much needed. Hugely powerful. There is just one problem. You wouldn't summon on him. We currently have a Black Friday going on, and this guy will probably appear after the Black Friday, which is scheduled to end in a couple of days. Then when the other, because I believe like you get a Jiren, we'll get a Champa. No, hitting a Champa, and there's currently a few more Easy A's for a bunch of Tournament of Power people, all relating to Rep 7, like Skinny Boo and In Piccolo, Android 18, all that kind of stuff. So, would you summon? It's one of them ways. No. People are blowing their stones quite heavily on the Black Friday banner, and I'll be honest, it's not even guaranteed. You're guaranteed an SSR, but it's not featured, and the deals aren't especially the most to really cry out about, is it? You might be able to find a couple of cheap deals or two, depending on how much you're willing to spend. But again, it's all just a trap. It's brilliant that we caught up and we have this guy, but he's a fair few months too late. Right, so that being said, how would you build this guy? Well, you'd think additionals, because every super attack, even in his first form, you still get 30% defense for the turn. So again, it's helping. You could have dodge. In his first form, he can tank. It's not really, doesn't have any dodge, so you could do that. He appears to have crits built in for the most part, like 70% chance to crit, so definitely not that. You could, as I say, I wouldn't blame you for going additionals, because in this guy, I mean, you'll end up with this here, but then you'll also end up with a further 50% increase, which is really nice. So again, additionals I could really see with just the smallest amount of dodges, but again, I think the problem is at this point, I think he's designed to get hit. So additionals would be probably the way. Right, that's it for this video. Jiren, brilliant. He's incredibly powerful. He's well built. I like his stats. His team is going to be huge. Maybe it rejuvenates Universe 11, but probably not because of the roster size. But again, huge. Guest is going to be fantastic because Universal Saga, right, TOP, and if you ever find a rainbow guest, and there will be quite a few on my team, on my friends list, that unit is going to be disgusting. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've been a normal playing guy. I shall see you later. Thank you, and bye bye.